Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 9th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Sunday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Sunday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about your forecast for Monday and Tuesday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your locations. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and a few other products, and also the storm reports as well. And also, we're going to take a look at the tropical weather outlook also for the next 48 hours and also during the next 7 days. There's something maybe going to try to form in the tropics after all. I will have a little detail on that at the end of this broadcast, so don't skip through none of it, so that way you get a chance to see the whole entire forecast. Okay, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alrighty, as you can see, we got quiet conditions extending from Quebec, Canada, all the way down to Montreal, Toronto, Canada, also extending all the way down toward Chicago, Illinois, back into Illinois, southern Illinois, down to a portion of Missouri, also in the portion of Arkansas through Tennessee, also into Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, western Pennsylvania, Kentucky as well. Also extending back over to southern Canada, southern Minnesota, southern North Dakota as well. Southwestern portion of Canada also under high pressure. Also extended through Seattle, Washington, through Oregon, portion of Idaho, portion of Wyoming, also through Utah, Arizona, including San Francisco and Los Angeles, also down toward the Gulf of California and northern Mexico and central Mexico as well. Also across southern Texas also. Alrighty. Up here we got showers and storms extending all the way from Maine all the way through the Carolinas. This includes Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Also down to Florida and the Florida Keys, including Miami, all the way back over toward the Houston and Dallas area of Texas. Also back into New Mexico, northern Mexico, all the way into portions of Denver, Colorado, all the way back toward east of Seattle, Washington, east of Vancouver, and right along the Canadian-U.S. border from can't even talk. Idaho to Montana and portions of North Dakota, South Dakota, you're included. Some showers and storms for portions of southern Minnesota over toward Wisconsin and northern Michigan, back into Iowa, Missouri, and Arkansas. The yellow slashed area extended from the Panhandle of Texas all the way into Kansas City and Nebraska areas. This is a severe weather possible in this region. In the red slashed area extended from New York all the way into Maine. Some heavy rain and flash flooding is possible and also is likely for your Monday. Alright, here's a look at your Tuesday forecast. As you can see, we got quiet condition from Quebec, Canada to Montreal, just north of Toronto, southern Canada, southwest Canada, over toward Vancouver, through Canada that is. Also into Seattle, Washington, through portion of Idaho, all the way into portion of Wyoming, down to Denver, Colorado. Portion of Kansas, also in Oklahoma, Texas, northern New Mexico, all the way back through California, including San Francisco, Los Angeles. High pressure is also in charge of areas weather across the Gulf of California, and also southern Mexico, northern Mexico, and the central Mexico, and also southern Texas. We got showers and storms extending from just east of Vancouver, Canada, right along the Canadian border, extending from Idaho to Montana, also over toward North Dakota, back into Minnesota, Wisconsin, also into Michigan, back to Toronto, Canada, all the way back into Maine, back to Boston, and just north of New York City, through New York State, through Ohio, all the way back to Arkansas, down into southern Georgia, to Miami, Florida, also to the Florida Keys, including Houston and Dallas, Texas area, all the way back into portion of Arizona. Alrighty, in the red slashed area, heavy rain, flash flooding possible from South Dakota and the portion of Iowa. Yellow slashed area extended from Iowa all the way back into Nebraska and southern South Dakota. Some severe thunderstorms are possible on your Tuesday. Look at the weather radar across the nation. As you can see, we got scattered activity over southern Canada, a little bit more widespread over central Canada, more scattered activity to the southwest. We got more heavy precipitation, line of showers and storms extending from portion of Maine through New York State, all the way down into eastern North Carolina. Also, we got more widespread showers and storms over western Tennessee, back in Arkansas, also in the Mississippi, Alabama, and the northern Florida as well. Scattered activity across portions of South Carolina, West Virginia, North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, also up into portions of Ohio, and also is eastern Ohio, and also through Pennsylvania, and also in western New York State, also in Bahamas. You look good. Western Alaska got some showers and maybe a storm or two. And Guam, you got some rain moving your way. You should get in some heavy precipitation later on today and tonight. All right, we got that scattered activity over northern Mexico, West Texas, also in New Mexico and Arizona. Also up in the portion of Colorado, extending all the way up into Washington State, also southwest Canada, also in Montana, Idaho as well, and also a little bit in North and South Dakota. All right, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory map for your locations across the nation. We got some flood advisories reporting in northern Maine. We got flood watches extending from New Hampshire through Vermont, through New York State, all the way down into eastern Pennsylvania. We got several flash flood warnings in effect also in that area as well. Special marine warnings for the coastal waters area for some severe weather across the Delaware area, southern Pennsylvania, Maryland vicinity as well. Also some coastal areas here across the Outer Banks of North Carolina, around Wilmington, North Carolina. Got weather in that region as well. Got a severe here in Columbia, South Carolina, a little bit up toward the Greenville, Spartanburg, a special weather statement there. Flood advisory for southern portions of Virginia, also over in central and southern portions of Alabama, southern Mississippi, also over here in portions of Oklahoma as well. Got some river flood warnings there as well, and also up into portions of South Dakota. Special marine warning along the east coast of Florida. Gale warnings there along the panhandle of Florida. Also, we got heat advisory across southern Florida as well. All right, heat advisory across central and southern Texas, all the way back over to West Texas, southern portions of New Mexico, one county here in portions of California, and a few counties up in portions of Washington State. Red flag warning, flood watch in effect for Washington State. Also, we have some red flag warning for southern portions of Nevada. Also, some excessive heat warnings also in effect for Arizona, Southern California there as well. Alrighty, and we got a few special weather statements also in effect for portions of Oregon, and right there in northeastern Minnesota. Alright, and also down here in portion of Alabama as well. We got a red flag warning for the south portion of Alaska. We got flood watches and advisories and warnings in effect for North Alaska, and the Hawaii Chain Island got some gale warnings for you guys as well around the Chain Island. Alright, Storm Prediction Center overview time. As you can see, we got the general thunderstorm from Maine to Florida, all the way back to New Mexico and Arizona, all the way over to Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana area. Also in the portion of South Dakota, back into Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, got some marginal risk there. Also from Louisiana all the way up to New York State. There's some severe thunderstorm watches still in effect right along coastal areas. Alright, convective outlook, you can see a little bit better. There's that slight risk from eastern North Carolina all the way up to the Delmarva Peninsula, up and around the Delaware, Washington, D.C., from New York all the way to Louisiana, up here in northern Minnesota. Alright, current watches. That's the current watches in effect from eastern PA down to northeastern North Carolina. And there it is over the coastal waters, just in the Wilmington, North Carolina area. Coastal waters there, right off the Wilmington, North Carolina coastal waters. Alright, MDS discussion. Currently, we have none in effect. Storm report, generally along the East Coast. Um, Tornado report, we had 0. High wind report, we had 112. 0 was really high. Hail report was 0. In total number of reports, 112 currently as this recorded. I do expect a few more to be added, so it may go on up to about 120 or to maybe 130 as we continue to roll through the remainder of the afternoon and evening hours. All right, damage and wind look like they pretty much took place right here along the uh, area shores of Mississippi, also down in southern Georgia, portion of the Big Bend area of Florida, also the east coast of Florida, much of them up here in North Carolina, also right along the Virginia and North Carolina line, also a portion of West Virginia, also into Northern Virginia, Pennsylvania, all the way up into New York State, also all the way up into New Hampshire and Vermont. All right, fire weather concerns. We still got an ISO dry over here, portion of Oregon, Washington State, Idaho. Still got that critical and elevated risk. Did it from Utah to Arizona. Hurricane Center, tropical weather outlook. As you can see here, tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 48 hours. But there is watching a little system right here in the yellow that was marked earlier today. Currently, central tropical Atlantic. A non-tropical low is expected to form in the next couple of days. 100 miles. I'll do it like this. Okay, central tropical Atlantic. A non-tropical low is expected to form in the next couple of days. A few hundred miles east-northeast of Bermuda. This system could gradually acquire subtropical characteristics during the middle to latter portion of this week, while it drifts southeastward. By next weekend, the low is expected to turn northward, bringing the system over cooler waters and ending its chances of subtropical development. Formation chance through 48 hours, low near 0%. Formation chance through 7 days, low is at 30% at this time. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, if you like my daily forecast content. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got. And we'll catch you back in the next one.